Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to this explainer, where we're putting on our consultant hats for a highly professional hardware investment briefing. Today, we're looking at the 2026 system requirements for CATIA. If you're an IT procurement manager, an engineering lead, or honestly just a professional who relies on the software every single day, allocating your hardware budget efficiently is absolutely critical. So we're going to break down exactly where your money should go, and maybe even more importantly, where it shouldn't.
Right off the bat, listen to this real-world complaint that pops up all the time. My CATIA is slow. I've got a Core i9 and 32 gigs of RAM. What's wrong? You hear those specs and you think, wait, what? How could that machine possibly be slow? Well, 9 times out of 10, there's literally nothing wrong with the physical hardware. The reality is that CATIA just doesn't use hardware the way most people assume it does. Those flashy specs that look amazing on a laptop sticker, yeah, they are often completely ignored by the software itself.
To fix this, here is today's executive roadmap. We're starting with the expensive hardware problem, then moving into OS and software foundations, dialing in your CPU and RAM strategy, tackling storage and certified GPUs, and finally, wrapping up with free performance tuning hacks. By the end of this structured explainer, you're going to have a definitive, cost-effective blueprint for configuring a workstation that actually performs.
All right, part 1, the expensive hardware problem and OS foundations. Because before we even talk about buying a single piece of new silicon, we've got to establish the non-negotiable software baselines. The absolute most crucial point here is identifying exactly which version of CATIA your team is running, because their hardware appetites are, well, vastly different. Take CATIA v5, for example. It relies on an older codebase dating back to the late 90s. Its modeling kernel was written when basically nobody had more than one CPU core, which means it is heavily single-core focused. On the flip side, you have the 3D Experience platform. It's newer, it's AI-enhanced, cloud-connected, and it brings a significantly heavier baseline memory and GPU footprint. Knowing which one you run dictates your entire procurement strategy.
And this brings us to a really hard truth for enterprise IT. Microsoft officially ended Windows 10 support on October 14, 2025, and Dassault stopped providing support services on Windows 10 on that exact same day. So your 2026 baseline absolutely requires Windows 11, specifically versions 24H2 or 25H2. If you're still running Windows 10, you are unpatched, unsupported, and honestly risking your Dassault system support. Okay, moving on to Section 2, CPU and RAM strategy. Let's see how this builds our hardware approach, specifically targeting the processor and memory.
Now, what's really interesting here is that we get to completely bust the biggest myth in workstation procurement. Everyone assumes more CPU cores equal faster modeling. They don't. CATIA's interactive modeling, the sketching, extruding, spinning massive assemblies around in the viewport, is strictly single-threaded. That means you need high clock speed. You want a CPU boosting to 5.5 GHz or higher for everyday responsiveness. You really only want to pay for a massive core count if you are actively running heavily multi-threaded tasks, things like finite element analysis, CFD, or complex rendering. And then we have memory. Sure, 16 gigs might survive a student workload or some basic 2D drafting, but 32 gigs is the absolute floor for standard professional modeling. Dealing with large assemblies, you're looking at 64 gigs. Heavy FEA, that pushes you to 128 gigs or more. Putting on my consultant hat for a second, my advice is to budget roughly 4 gigabytes of RAM per CPU core as a baseline, and then add extra headroom for your specific assembly sizes to guarantee you prevent those absolute workflow-killing mid-session system crashes.
Let's transition into Section 3, storage and certified GPUs. We're talking about massive data pipelines now, which means serious storage bandwidth and rock-solid graphics stability. The numbers here make the storage decision incredibly easy. An older SATA SSD is going to top out around 580 megabytes per second, but an NVMe Gen 4 drive, that hits an astonishing 7,400 megabytes per second. NVMe Gen 4 is absolutely mandatory for opening large files and managing CATIA's cache directory without bottlenecking your entire workflow. Oh, and a quick pro tip, always keep at least 20% of that drive free. A completely full SSD will cripple your performance no matter how fast it is on paper. Which brings us to graphics. A certified GPU means it's been officially tested and supported by Dassault. We're talking specifically about NVIDIA RTX Pro or AMD Radeon Pro cards. Consumer gaming cards like a GeForce or Radeon RX are not certified. If you or your engineers are billing hours, skipping a certified workstation GPU is a massive false economy. You immediately lose official support eligibility, and independent testing shows you will get measurably worse viewport performance in CATIA specifically compared to a certified card. So how do we actually choose? Here's a solid hardware investment matrix.
For standard modeling and individual parts, the RTX Pro 500 or 1000 class with 4 to 8 gigs of VRAM is perfectly fine. But as your workload scales up to full digital mockups, 1000-part assemblies, or GPU-accelerated simulation, you really need to scale that investment up to the RTX Pro 4000 or 5000 tiers, packing 16 to 24 gigs of VRAM. It's all about aligning the GPU tier exactly with your engineer's specific workbenches.
But please, I have to sternly warn you about this. Buying the right GPU is only half the battle. The driver rules are absolutely crucial. You must use the Dassault certified driver version. Do not, under any circumstances, just download the absolute newest driver from the manufacturer's website. The newest drivers are optimized for whatever big video game launched last week, not for enterprise CAD software. Honestly, updating to the latest gaming driver is the fastest possible way to break a perfectly stable workstation and introduce constant, maddening viewport flickering. All right, Section 4, free performance tuning hacks. Let's move to the most highly actionable part of this whole explainer, looking at immediate, cost-free optimizations. I absolutely love this list because these tweaks are so powerful and they don't cost a dime. First, enable the cache system to use visualization mode. This loads a super lightweight representation of your parts rather than the heavy, full-feature tree. Also, turn on occlusion calling. This just tells CATIA to stop wasting resources drawing geometry that is hidden behind other geometry anyway. And finally, go into your settings and reduce the undo stack from 10 down to 2. This frees up real addressable memory. Seriously, simply enabling that cache system to load lightweight parts can sometimes outperform a $2,000 hardware upgrade. It's wild. To summarize our definitive investment strategy, here is your strict priority order if your budget is limited. First, get your RAM up to at least 32 gigs. Second, secure that ultra-fast NVMe SSD. Third, invest in a certified GPU for stability and support. Fourth, pay for a higher CPU boost clock for that snappy daily responsiveness. And finally, sitting at the very bottom of the priority list, more CPU cores. Only pay for cores once everything else is totally maxed out and you know for a fact your simulation workload demands them. So I want to leave you with this somewhat provocative thought. Before you blindly approve that next $5,000 hardware upgrade for a complaining user, have you actually checked their CATIA cache settings? Understanding how this software truly leverages hardware is the real key to both incredible performance and a highly optimized IT budget. So go audit those systems, double-check those drivers, and ensure your investment is actually going exactly where CATIA can use it.